Well, I'm heading out for an appointment right now, and I just want to give a quick rundown about how the rest of today and tomorrow is going to go. So I have an appointment, and I do blood work in the morning. I just a routine checkup for my thyroid, and I need to fast for 12 hours. My appointment's at like 6 in the morning, so I'm not going to eat after 6 p.m. today. And so I don't know if I'll get a bite to eat today, but I'm not really too worried about it. I mean, it's not like I need it. But yeah, I'd like to kind of show some of the problems of where I'm at today. I have like a tape measure, and I'll show the sizes, my belly, my legs, and I'll show you some of the pants and clothes and stuff that I have that I like to wear, but they don't fit me. So I'm wearing a size 40 pants right now, which is just insane to me. But I'm almost as big as I've ever been. The only time I was ever bigger was right before I started last year. Like July, early August, I was about 264. I typically don't include the weight of my clothes or my shoes. I was 264 just like in my underwear. So I'm about 260. I float around 260, 261 right now. I'm shoes and pants and everything right now. I'm probably 263, 264 with everything on. So when I weigh myself, it's going to be wearing the same thing. So I'll just get down to my chonies and that's how I'll check myself every morning. So yeah, as far as the tools that I use, I got a little list, and I'll just share everything with you. I've accumulated some of this from the last time I did this from last year. So first and foremost, tracking. There's a free app called Lose It, and you don't need the paid version. The free version does everything that you need. There's some conveniences, like I think it's like scanning barcodes and creating recipes and stuff with the paid version. They do promotions, like sales and stuff like that for the paid stuff, but you don't need all that. And so there's the Lose It app. I also use a Bluetooth, or I think it's called a smart scale. And that way, like whatever the scale reads, it just uploads right to your like your phone or your handheld device or whatever. So the one I use, it was cheap. It was like $20, I think. The brand is called Fit Index. And again, like you just need a regular scale. Like you shouldn't have to spend anything extra to do all this stuff. So okay, so the Fit Index, the Bluetooth scale, and then a heart rate monitor. You don't need to have anything to check your heart rate. If you just have like a clock or a watch, you could just check your pulse, measure it for 15 seconds, and then multiply that by 4. That's like old school way, but I have an Apple Watch SE. I have like a second generation, and I got that off of OfferUp. I want to say I got it for like $80 or $100. It just helps, but once you kind of get like a routine for like a certain type of workout, it's almost like you could feel, it's like when your heart rate's in the zone. So I can definitely feel when it's above the zone. If I'm in like 160, 180, that gets pretty high. Like running and jogging gets me a little too high like that. But yeah, fast, it's almost like uncomfortably fast gets me in the right zone right there. So the heart rate monitor, you can go, like the one that goes like around your chest. I had one of those a long time ago, and just like a little simple one that like goes on your wrist is just fine. I got tattoos on my wrist. I find it works better when it's like in between my tattoos. So when it's just like on the skin, that works real nice and good. So and then I prefer, I could just go outside and walk like around my neighborhood, but I like to use the treadmill because it kind of forces the awareness about your speed and your exertion. It's consistency. So I can get on a treadmill and, you know, starting off, I can kick it right to like 3.5, which is kind of a fast walk. And then if I need to go faster, I can walk up to like 4.0. And then if I need to run or anything like that, I can just set it for, you know, whatever, 6 or 7 or 8 or whatever. You know, I'm just trying to get my heart rate up quick and just maintain it, kind of thing. So I found when I walk like around the neighborhood and stuff, especially if I'm talking or if I'm distracted by something, if I'm listening to like a podcast, my speed, my exertion kind of varies at times. So I'm looking to get at least 30 minutes of good quality working out. Now, okay, so here's something I found out this morning. I'm like, okay, can I do, is it possible I could just lose the weight by walking only? And 50 pounds is a lot, especially in 90 days. And just mathematically, it doesn't work out on paper. I think I'd lose somewhere around 30, maybe 40 pounds if I dieted around 1,500 calories a day and I walked, you know, and you know, for 30 to 45 minutes a day. I think I'm going to come up a little short. So I'm just going to kind of do the same thing I did last time, but just to give you a heads up, I will be doing some small windows of fasting, and I'll also be when I say fasting, I mean like without food. I drink water. Sometimes I might mix electrolytes and stuff with it if it gets, you know, maybe over a day, 2 days, 3 days. I don't typically enjoy fasting. I do enjoy eating. I do like eating, you know, the foods I like eating. It's just everything needs to be in moderation, kind of thing. So, so I will do fasting, and then there'll be days too where I work out more. You know, tracking your weight every day gives you a sense of how you're doing, and when you're coming up a little short, you got to pick it up a little bit, and that's kind of what I need, because, you know, let's say halfway through the 90 days, if I'm only at 15 pounds, well, halfway through the 50 pounds, I need to be at 25, so I got to up my game a little bit. So weighing yourself often and tracking along, you have a measurable goal that you're trying to hit. Now, I'm not saying there's a goal like every day I need to lose a pound, you know, half a pound every day or something like that. You know, because your weight's going to fluctuate between the water that you have in your body, the food that you're digesting, if you use the restroom, you know, there's all sorts of factors that affect the day-to-day weighing, but you'll get a sense for an average and a trend over time. So I weigh myself every day. Sometimes that weight will give me a kick in the butt. It gives me the kick that I need to, you know, turn things up for a day or 2 or 3 kind of thing. And then sometimes I just want to do more because it feels good. So again, going back to, you know, if you're doing this with me, it doesn't have to be walking. It could be biking, it could be swimming, it could be lifting weights, whatever it is to get your body to exert the kind of energy that we're trying to hit. It doesn't have to be what I do. It could be for you, or you know, it could be something new. You know, I especially like doing some of the things like that involve, you know, having fun. You know, if it's playing basketball with my kids, or maybe they're riding their bikes while I'm doing like a light jog or something, like, you know, those are fun because it's kind of a little more natural, and it's enjoyable, and the variety is kind of nice too. So and it's kind of the same thing with the food. Like, I don't want to just be like, you know, egg whites in the morning with oatmeal and a scoop of yogurt. Like, if I have that every day, it you know, I don't know, it's like variety fatigue. You know, it's like you want something different, and so I do want to, like, you know, mix in different types of food, you know, different vegetables. I'll try blending up, some fruit with some, yogurt and all sorts of, I don't know. Like, I'm just going to do what I do, and I'm going to include you in on the conversation. That's all I'm doing. So, what else we got? Taking body measurements. I'll show you like how my clothes don't fit. I did buy like last time I lost the weight. I got some big calves, and I don't know how to describe it, but when I'm walking or running, my legs are not conditioned. In fact, I kind of hate running, but I was always taught like work on your weaknesses kind of thing. But my leg, they feel like they get swollen, almost to the point to where it's like uncomfortable to move them. And after talking with my doctor and stuff like that, the last time I lost weight, he had recommended some compression sleeves. So I bought some, like, I got some big calves, like some extra large compression sleeves. And it's hard to say that it's helping in the moment, but I definitely don't get to that point of like, it's almost pain. It's like uncomfortable, like swelling kind of thing. I noticed I wouldn't get to that point, and my recovery on the back end felt nicer too. I felt like it happened faster. So I do need to double check like my meal prepping stuff. It's on my mind right now. Like I have some food meal prepped, but I could do more. So I'll include you on that conversation as well. But yeah, going back to the equipment and stuff. So I bought some calf compression sleeves. I have like a hydration pack for longer walks. What else? I got like a running belt that maybe holds my phone, or if I want to bring like a couple like snacks or something like that. I got some decent, nothing special shoes. I think I got my shoes on sale for like $30 or $50. I liked them so much, I bought 3 pairs. So I've worn the first pair a lot. There's a couple holes in them and stuff. They're still comfortable. I'm still wearing them. But what else? I got like a gym bag. I have, like my gym bag's ready to go. So at any moment, if I'm inspired to go to the gym, it's actually right there. And I got some earbuds in there. I got like a sun hat in case I want to run outside. It keeps the sun from beating my head and my neck. Compression shorts. So about being a big person, no one ever talks about this, but your legs rub together, and gosh, that creates some uncomfortable situations when just like your inner thighs rub against each other. That gets really uncomfortable after some time. So yeah, some compression shorts doesn't prevent them from rubbing. It just prevents the irritation from like that skin to skin contact kind of thing, especially when you're sweaty. Something about the sweat, I don't know, I'm just telling you, like, the compression shorts help a lot. So I'm trying to think what else I might have. I don't know, I think that's kind of it. Water bottles. This is basic stuff, guys. I mean, you're gonna kind of find what you need, and maybe you need something that I don't have, or maybe I have something that you don't need. Just do it at your own pace, do it at your own comfortability, do what works for you. And hey, if you want to join me on this journey, please do. I'd love to hear your successes, your failures. It is a struggle, guys. There's gonna be wins and losses to share. So that's one thing I haven't talked about is temptations. So what kind of temptations are we trying to avoid? We have the foods, right? I could tell you right now, my weakness is pizza, Chinese food. Gosh, I am a sucker for gas station food. I know it's terrible. I know, but I'm just being honest with you. Like chips, and so like part of the solution is like not bringing that stuff in the house. Like that's an easy solution. But sometimes like life is happening, especially if like something's happening at work or something's happening with the family. These kinds of things are going to happen. And it's not to say you can't have pizza, but I'm not looking at my history or any information right now. I'm just going off of memory. But I think a slice of pizza could run you like 300 to 500 calories. Like one slice of pizza is pretty much like the limit for your meal. So, planning helps a lot. Like if you're going to have we're having family night on Tuesday. If we order pizza, maybe I'm not eating as much, at breakfast and lunch. So my budget for my daily calories is a little bit, roomier. Maybe I can have a slice or two without, busting my budget kind of thing. So, but the impulsive, spur of the moment, God, I just want one slice of pizza. I'll work out extra tomorrow. Like, trust me, guys, that's real. Like, we're going to deal with that. And, the self-discipline thing is really important. So I'll do my best to kind of share those moments. They're going to happen. And, we can just navigate it and deal with it. And when there's harder days and we need to make up for it, we'll acknowledge that and we'll take care of business too. So I'm confident. I really am confident that this is doable. Again, I've done this before. I think it was August 4th to November 7th. I lost, I think it was 54 pounds or 53 pounds or something like that. So it's doable, guys. And, I want to try to keep what I'm doing consistent with what most people can do. And, I just told myself okay, so, goals. I legitimately, my goal from where I'm at today, I want to lose 80 pounds. And that's a big goal, but maybe I lose more weight in that 90 days. Like maybe that's fine, but I did this before. I know I can do the 50 and 90. But I want to maintain to be under 200 pounds. I kind of expect to rebound a little bit, and that's okay. But I want to touch 180. I want to get down there because I haven't been 180 pounds since middle school. So I don't know. Not to say I'm trying to be as big as my 13-year-old self, but I just think that's a huge accomplishment. And I want to maintain to be under 200 pounds, and so keep cutting down. But once I get under 200 pounds, I do plan to do some weightlifting. In high school, I played football for 4 years. I wrestled for 3 years. I did track and field. I was in competitive weightlifting, I did Olympic style lifting. I did that for a year, maybe more. But I pretty much worked out a lot when I was in high school. Actually even starting in 8th grade, I worked out a lot until the end of 12th grade. So weightlifting's in my history. I'm very conscious of safety. I love functional workouts, like doing things that apply to your profession or your hobbies or what have it. But I don't want to touch weights until I hit my 200 pound goal. So once I hit 200 pounds, I do want to start lifting weights. Where I'm at today, I'm at 260. So I'll drop to 210 in this 90-day challenge, and then I'll continue working at it. But once I hit 200 pounds, I'll start weightlifting, and there might be some weight gained with that. That's okay, because I do want to keep losing weight. I'll keep working through that process until if I hit 180, I will switch gears and increase my intake. So what else do I got? What else? That's about it. Workouts, what kind of workouts I'll be doing? I'll be trying to walk a lot. I'll maybe jog a little bit. I might do very little running. Going back to a goal. One day I would love to run a marathon. I've always been terrible at running, and yeah, why not? Like, I want to run a marathon. So the LA Marathon, I don't know when that is. There's also the Death Valley Marathon. There's all sorts of opportunities. I don't want to schedule that until either some time into this 90-day challenge or even after, like, we hit our goal of 50 pounds. So I just want to be better at running, because right now, if I'm trying to do a marathon at 260 pounds, I'm not saying it's impossible, but like, there's no reason to push it. I know it's at the high end of my limitations. I don't know if I said that right, but it's definitely not a good idea right now for me. So let me think. Yeah, I see my doctor. I mentioned I have blood work and a doctor's appointment. I see my doctor again in a month. He was really supportive. He didn't even bat an eye when I told him I'm going to lose 50 pounds in 90 days. It almost seemed like yeah, so what? I could see a nutritionist, and because of my thyroid, I do see a doctor in internal medicine typically, like an endocrinologist. But doctor's completely supportive, and he even recommended. So I did do this. I'll share this information when I get in the position to do so. But he told me that there's a store in town. I live in Hemet. There's a store in town called NutriShop, and they do like a free body scan. I don't know. Don't hold me to like they're gonna be super accurate. Obviously, like a professional, like medical grade. That, like, there's better options out there, but just to get some information down, I did do like the free scan, and it kind of tells you like how many calories you just burn naturally through the day and stuff. I know it's not 100% accurate, but it's better than nothing right now. So that kind of just gives me a little bit of information, and if anything, I'm going to use it like a baseline. So in a month, in 2 months, 3 months, I'll kind of check in just to kind of see how I compare with the progress that I'm making. So doctor's on board. He's happy to support me through this, and I have a couple friends too, and one just kind of overheard me like talking about my weight, and like, I want to do this, and he came right up to me. He's like, next time I see you, like, we're gonna be 50 pounds lighter. Like, I'm gonna lose 50 pounds and you're gonna lose 50. I'm like, hell yeah, okay, cool. So I don't know, like, it's just the community part of it seems a lot more enjoyable to me, which is kind of in line with me sharing this with you guys. So yeah, I'm rambling a lot, and I'm running out of things to talk about right now, but yeah, that's already a long video. It's at 23 minutes, so I'll go ahead and cut and post, and I'll talk to you guys soon.